So let me bring this in a little bit. So today was gonna be something completely different at first. But kind of talked myself out of it. It's gonna be something kind of goofy. Um, but I talked myself out of it, which we trying to stop doing that shit. But we are only human, can only do our best. But also I don't know, y'all gotta let me know what type of stuff y'all wanna see from me. Because I be wanting to make sure my information and presentation of my information is, just as much entertaining as it is helpful and beneficial. Because I'm trying to get this damn hit. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I be wanting my information to be entertaining and beneficial. So I'm always looking for feedback and ideas. I'm actually a super goofy person, so I'm trying to find a way to incorporate that and like really let my personality shine through my page and stuff. I've been like super, if you believe me or not, I've been super um, hesitant and like conscious of other people's thoughts and opinions and shit. Mostly, yeah, that's a long story. We're not gonna get into all of that. But long story short, we working on our presentation and shit like that with my brand. So, but yeah, if there's anything you want to see from me, definitely let me know. Today is definitely an important topic because men don't really get the same attention as women do. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for men. I personally, I relate a lot more to men than women. So I'm usually the person who can like understand the male point of view a lot better than a lot of other women, identifying women. But yeah, today is an important topic because not only do women experience troubling sex lives, men do as well. It's just not talked about, and y'all are kind of assumed to just already have y'all shit together, which puts a huge burden on y'all, and that burden causes a lot of y'all sexual concerns. So it's a lot of conditioning. If you watched my commonly experienced female sexual concerns on YouTube, that is something that I was really preaching, was just the fact that honestly, most sexual concerns, male or female or male, are conditioned, and they're all interconnected because of the messages and narratives, and just environment that's surrounded around sex and sensuality. So it's really tough for a lot of us, especially Black people, Indigenous people, the so-called minorities. It's really hard for us to have healthy, happy, satisfying, pleasurable sex lives. Just because there's just a lot of shit going on that just adds to the load. And so conversations like this is so important to, one, figure out that you're not alone. Like, you're not isolated. You're not living in a vacuum. You're not an alien. So many people, most people, are experiencing what you're experiencing. And when it comes to sexual concerns, most people experience sexual concerns at some point in their life, whether it's short, whether it's long term, whether it's big or insignificant, whatever it is. You're not alone. Incidentally, I thrive better in Black Batman environments. That's a very interesting and very specific group of people. Why Black Batman? Like, you mean like badminton, like the sport, the game? It's interesting. I don't know much character. Oh, BDSM. Of course, autocorrect. I mean, that's understandable. It really is understandable because when it comes to kink, those usually are the outliers, the people who are, outside of the box, open-minded, non-judgmental, accepting, all of those characteristics. People tend to be more of those characteristics in BDSM, because you gotta be open-minded to even involve and be interested in BDSM in the first place. So that's definitely understandable. So insane, honestly, same. Same. I'm so glad I found BDS, Black Dom Sorority, BDSM, kink community, my kinks, like all of that stuff. I'm so grateful for because one, take kink and all the extra behavior out of the picture. That's BDSM is a great foundation for how you're supposed to have sex anyway. Communication, consent, negotiation, acceptance, like all of that stuff. So I would definitely be talking about BDSM and kink a lot more on my page, as I'm developing my brand into a new avenue, because a lot more people definitely need to learn about it, and they need to learn about it in a safe way, because BDSM and kink is becoming, mainstream now, and so people are trying to practice kink and don't really know what they're doing. Like choking. Choking is not a soft kink. It's kind of hardcore. Like it's breath play. Unless you're doing fantasy choking, it's breath play. Is constricting of blood. Like it's, Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Maybe, at the end of this conversation, because if y'all distract me now, we're never gonna get through this conversation. But yes, so I really wanted to make sure that I set aside some time and, specifically put some information out there for the fellas, because y'all need to be seen and educated and loved on just as much as women. And honestly, we're in this era of trying to erase masculinity and healthy masculinity, true masculinity, not that fake shit, not that toxic shit, not that fantasy shit, like true masculinity. And everybody has masculinity, men, women, everybody has femininity. It's all 50-50. It's all equal. So don't think when I say masculinity, I'm not just saying your maleness. No. But that's another conversation. We're going to get to that. We definitely going to get to that. Maybe next time or in 2 weeks, something like that. But yes, let's get into this information. Hold on, I had to get some of my tea. Okay, so as I was saying before, when it comes to sexual concerns for anybody, whatever you identify as, but whatever you identify as, when it comes to sexual concerns, is conditioned. It's because of shame, lack of education, lack of understanding, lack of acceptance, lack of self-love, in comparison as well. And, it's definitely on purpose. Society didn't want us to be empowered and educated in our sensuality. And again, you will hear sensuality a lot more than sexuality. So people understand that it's more than just having sex. And sex is also a lot more than just the physical. Let me put that out there. But so that is a huge thing that I do with my brand and with my coaching. When you book me for services, is going back to the basics, breaking down the conditioning that we all have to some extent when it comes to our sensual beings and expression, and also giving that basic education, whether it's most of us are the same. Most of us are going through the same shit, learning about your anatomy, learning about the opposite sex anatomy, Like, those are the things that I really focus on when it comes to my brand. Anything that you want personalized, definitely book a session with me, so we can really dive into what you want to see within your sex life. But yes, a lot of these sexual concerns that I will be talking about today are very interconnected. A lot of them feed off of each other, a lot of them influence each other, and they're all conditioned. Well, 8 times out of 10, they're conditioned. And I also want to put a disclaimer. I will be throwing, hi, how are you, gorgeous? Thank you for popping in. I also want to throw out, I will be kind of throwing out some numbers and statistics while I'm talking about this, but take it with a grain of salt, because unfortunately a lot of the books and education and the program that I'm in is whitewashed, and a lot of the experiments and testings and studies are on white people. And the truth of the matter is, we are different. And so not everything specifically applies to Black people. So, just take some of these numbers with a grain of salt. But, it's all still very important and very, relatable. But let's dive into these sexual concerns. Most of these are the same sexual concerns that we talked about for females. Coincidentally, like I said, there's a lot of similarities between all of us. And so, like women, there are 9 commonly experienced sexual concerns for men. The first one is no or low sexual desire. Now, with this, now, hold on, before we jump in, disclaimer as well. Please do not take this information and self-diagnose yourself. Just because you may fit in certain similarities of these descriptions does not mean that you necessarily have a sexual concern. Something should only be of concern if it's concerning for you and your life, because we have similarities, but we're also different. Something that you may want to experience in your sex life may not be the same for somebody else. So, just take everything with a grain of salt and really tune into yourself and your spirit and see what information speaks to your spirit. If it speaks to your spirit, then, we're going to go from there. But yeah, so we're gonna start with low or no sexual desire. And so this one is an interesting one, because as you can assume, men are kind of assumed to be sexual, like the sexual height of expression. Always wanting sex, always ready for it, always thinking about it, always wanting it. All those things, to where, there are people out there who think something's wrong with them because they don't want it. And so that is a common concern that people would come to a coach for, to put that out there. And so what you would use a basis for is if it's different than something that you had in the past. So let's say that you were an extremely sexual being, libido, desire, all those things were very high for you at one point in time, and then you find yourself in a period where those things are noticeably low. And especially if that's getting in the way of your sex life with a partner, a consistent partner. If it's something that's causing an issue with the two of you, then that's something when you want to kind of look at what your situation is. Now, sexuality changes. It's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. So that's why this one definitely needs to be taken with a grain of salt, because, like, for me, so fun fact, I'm a Scorpio. For whatever that's worth, we're known for being sexual beings. So there was definitely a point in time where I was very sexually Like sex was just on the forefront of my mind a lot of the time. But like honestly now, especially now that I'm getting older, I am growing and developing mentally and spiritually. I go a week or more. I'll go like a whole month without even thinking about sex. For real, for real. And it's not that for me, yes, my desire is low, but that it's not a concern for me specifically because I know within myself my desire is low because I'm not really connected with somebody right now. So that's another thing to take into play. It all just depends on where you are. Now, if you feel like something is causing your low or no sexual desire, hold on. I'm hot as hell. Actually, leave that on. Okay. So if you feel like something is causing you to have low desire, then that's when you should seek help from someone like me. Because there are things like depression, emotional factors, problems in a relationship, um, shaming of yourself, just different things like that that causes you to suppress your desires. Those are when you should be a little concerned of your sex life because we are sexual beings. It is something natural. So if you want to be a sexual person and you want to have that sexual desire, but you are seeing that something is stopping you from being able to embrace that side of you, then that's when you take those steps to seek out some help and change some things in your life. Um, but again, grain of salt. Now, the most top commonly experienced male sexual concern is early ejaculation. Numbers are anywhere between 30 and 70% of men under 40 experience early ejaculation. Um, and so this one, the top cause for early ejaculation is your masturbation habits. So when you were younger, you probably adopted the habit of masturbating quick and often. And so that has led you to see sex as this, let me just get this shit out the way. And your body has gotten used to early ejaculating because you were trying to hurry up and not get caught as a kid. And a lot of men carry that into adulthood, whether mentally or physically, they carry that into adulthood. And it's really, a lot of it's all just emotional and mental. So all of these sexual concerns, if they are mental and things like that and not biological or medical, they are easily fixed. But yeah, early ejaculation is typically, unless it's testosterone related, is usually related to the way that you masturbate or the way that you have masturbated in the past, and your habits with that. And so with early ejaculation, I gotta remember to kind of look back and forth because I'm doing two lives. But with early ejaculation, another thing that causes that is when it comes to like shyness or emotions, anxiety, or even if you're overexcited, then that can also be a cause of you ejaculating early. And so there are very easy ways, I'm not going to say easy, there are very obtainable ways to fix all of those root causes of early ejaculation. And it just takes a little practice. I do have some tips on how to resolve those if you want them at the end of this video. We'll see if we go over it. It depends on the time that we're at when it comes to, coming to the end of this conversation. But the next one on the opposite end of early ejaculation is delayed ejaculation. And so while early ejaculation is the one that is most commonly experienced, Delayed ejaculation. What's up? Delayed ejaculation is on the lower end of experiences. They say about 10% of men experience this. And it's mostly contributed to lack of trust in your partner. If you don't feel comfortable or trusting in your partnership to release, to let go, to be vulnerable, that's when you may see that it's hard for you to ejaculate, or to orgasm, because those are two different things. Orgasming and ejaculating, they're separate. You can orgasm and not ejaculate. That's when we get into the semen retention and things like that, like the controlling of your bodily fluids. Um, but yeah, so delayed ejaculation, now that's when a lot of times we would bring a partner into the midst of the picture to figure out the root causes of why you're unable to let yourself release, and so another commonly experienced sexual concern is erectile. They still use erectile dysfunction, but as sex coaches, we really try to stay away from the word dysfunction because it's medicalized, and it causes a lot of people, especially men, to put their guard up when they feel like they're not fitting their role as a man. But getting and staying hard is shit. It's something I've seen in my own sex life, being with a man and he's having trouble getting it up, or if he does get it up, it's just not, it's not cooperating. And so y'all are not alone. If you've ever experienced the trouble of getting hard and staying hard, you're not alone. It's nothing wrong, unless there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with your body, and there's nothing wrong with your penis. A lot of times it is just mental and emotional. And so breaking those inhibitors down is something that's going to help you, slowing down, really connecting with your partner, really relaxing. Those are going to be the things that really helps the brain to penis connection. Now, if it's not mental or emotional, it is medical. And a medical reason for you to have issues with your erection is blood flow. As we all know, for a penis and a clit, when you're aroused, the blood flows down there and your body keeps it down there. And so if you're having troubles with your erection, it's because you're one of the reasons, for people who just got in here, don't think it's the only reason, but one of the reasons is because your body is having trouble sending blood to your penis or keeping it there, whether blood is like leaking out of your corpus cavernosa, which is the tissue in there that collects and holds the blood down there to keep your erection, or you're just, I don't know, like, the blood just is not fucking with you that day or whatever. Like, maybe it's not meant to be. But that's where cock rings come into play. The cock ring is just I think it's silicone, a ring, little rubber, silicone, whatever the material, a ring you put over your cock, and it helps keep the blood in your penis. But yeah, blood flow, and that's also where health, your diet, your lifestyle comes into play, because if your diet is lacking in the health department and you're eating things like a lot of red meat that gives you blood clots and things like, and constricts your blood flow, you're gonna have issues with your erection, because your erection is blood flow. Like, it's literally your penis being engorged with blood. And so those are your health. We're gonna, after we go through these sexual concerns, we're gonna talk about male health, especially when it comes to your sexual life. because men tend to have, high meat and high dairy um, diets, and it fucks you up when it comes to your sex life. And for people who just joined, when you see me looking over here, it's because we're doing two lives right now, on Instagram and then on YouTube. But so yeah, so that is erectile dysfunction, erectile concerns. Let's say that erectile concerns. Um, and so one that is shared between men and women is sexual inhibitors. So, like mentioned, men's head be fucked up when it comes to their sex life just as much as women, because y'all have the pressure of your penis size, y'all have the pressure of knowing what the fuck you're doing, y'all have the pressure of making sure your partner is pleased and satisfied and experiences an orgasm. And so all of that pressure, it gets to you, and your mind is the first thing that receives issues, and then it manifests into your body. And so as we are developing our brand into a new avenue, spirituality, mindfulness, meditation, things like that are really going to be brought into the picture, because for everything, the mind is first. If your mind and your thought is trash, then it's going to manifest into the rest of your body, and that's where most sexual concerns initiate, is in your minds, in the mental, in your thoughts, in your beliefs, and how you talk to yourself. Just things like that. That we weren't taught for a reason, because they wanted to control our sexual beliefs and our sexual and sensual expression. Um, so with sexual inhibitors, that's literally just anything that gets in the way of you having a satisfying and desirable sex life. Um, and so some of these other things are sexual inhibitors, like having erectile concerns is a sexual inhibitor. Um, if you feel like you have a small penis, that's a sexual inhibitor. If your desire is low, that's a sexual inhibitor. If you've experienced sexual trauma, that's a sexual inhibitor. So really anything that gets in. So sexual inhibitor is really the umbrella term for real. Is not so much a separate, it can be a separate concern, but it's really an umbrella and a connected concern, for both men and women. And so surprising enough, body dysphoria is another common concern when it comes to men, which people probably wouldn't guess. Because like I said, men are just expected to have everything together. You're expected to have everything put together. You're expected to have the confidence and the reassurance and, just knowing what you're doing. But, you know, y'all get similar messages that women get about expectations, and that gets to your head. And like I said, it all starts in the mind. If you feel like your dick is too small, you're probably going to come fast. Or if you feel like your sex game, your mechanics, and your ability to please your partner is trash, you're probably going to have trouble getting hard or staying hard. So that's, everything is just really connected, and everything starts in the mind. I cannot stress that enough. You will hear that 2,000 more times while you're on following my page and on my page and watching my videos. You're going to hear those things so much. Like, body dysphoria is real, and we have to acknowledge that when it comes to men. Like, y'all have problems too, y'all have issues too, and we need to feed love and life into those areas so we can just be a healthy community. You feel me? And so another one that is shared by both men and women is social slash dating skills deficit. I personally know men who have this concern. where either they feel like they're awkward or communication is lacking when it comes to women. Like they feel like they don't know how to talk to us, or they're just, just too much in the head to be able to pursue a woman. And the reason why that's under a sexual concern is because if you can't talk to a woman, you can't date a woman. Like, I can't really imagine you getting her into your bedroom. You feel me? Like, there's gonna be issues with your sex life, sex activity, the satisfactory sex life, and also the frequency of your sex life. If you can't even talk to, and I'm not even gonna say woman, because some people out there like men. So whoever you're interested in, if you aren't comfortable enough to be social and to date, is going to affect your sex life. And so that is another thing as a sex coach that we remedy, to help people to get out there and date and feel comfortable. But that this one is, y'all may not be able to really relate to this one, because people who usually have social and dating skills, either they've never been in a relationship before, or they're in their first one, or they've never or rarely had sex, or like they're still in that awkward, quote unquote, teenage stage. But it's real. You need to be social in order to comfortably date, in order to have a sex life, a satisfying sex life. And so, like I mentioned before, another concern for men that is not talked about nearly as much is sexual trauma. The reality of it all is, people in general, too many people experience sexual trauma. And even more of a reality, a lot of it happens as children, especially within the Black community. That's is way too common and not enough talked about, especially for men. Like, men, y'all go through it too, and that's we have to, we have to realize and address that. And that can have a very detrimental effect on your sex life, because it affects how you think about sex, your boundaries, how you engage in sex, how you practice sex, how you think about yourself and your body. Because some people, even sexual trauma can even be something like, being teased about your penis size as a kid. Like, not even in a sexual manner. Like, let's say it's a sibling or a family member or something like that. Like, being teased about your body or your penis, that is under the umbrella of sexual concern. And if we don't address and deal with those messages that we receive as a kid, we carry those into adulthood. And that's why you see these other issues popping up for you, because it's a lot of things a lot of messages and narratives that you're storing in your mind that you haven't dealt with. And so the first thing with dealing with all of these is always the mental, honestly. Making sure it's not medical first, of course, but it's the mental. That's where a lot of these are stored. And so the final concern is desire for enhanced pleasure. And that is a common one for both men and women as well. And one is pretty innocent. One reason is pretty innocent. Sometimes it's just recognizing or having the desire to please your partner better. Like, nothing's wrong with that. Nothing, and it's real. Like I said, our sexualities are always evolving and changing for you and your partner. So sometimes your partner may need a switch up in your sex life. And so, you may need to come to a coach to get some tips and some information and education in order to do that in a safe and healthy manner. But one reason that I feel like is very common for men to have the sexual concern of enhanced pleasure is due to desensitization. Because y'all are taught to have hyper sexual expressions, y'all, so it's like the frequency of sexual activity, and so you get used to always being sexual, always masturbating, always thinking about sex, always, it's just all titties and ass in your face all the time, to where you're desensitized, and it's normal, like it's just a normal thing. Say like sex is a pleasure. Sex is a responsibility. Sex is a privilege. And because we're in this sex crave, sex heightened society, we get used to sex. We think it's like we just really are desensitized when it comes to sex and when it comes to pleasure, to where even myself, I have to change my mechanics up a little bit, because I started masturbating. I was introduced to pleasure at a young age, first of all, and so that led me to masturbating at a very young age. And so my clit is literally like has been desensitized to certain apprehensions, and so that is just real. Like when sex is a thing in your life, like so often in sexual messages and media and all that stuff, you really get used to it. Like just like your hands, a lot of times we don't even feel our hands or feel what we're touching because we use our hands so much. It's the same way when it comes to sex. That we just get used to it and desensitized. And so as a sex coach, I do have methods and tips to help sensitize your body, so that you don't have to do all this extra extraordinary shit just to experience some pleasure. Just slow down, be in a body, appreciate the pleasure that you're experiencing for what it is, and stop looking for more. Because, and I've had to do that for myself. Like, we're getting used to, especially now that kink is becoming very mainstream, we're getting used to all these extreme sexual behaviors that we forget what it even feels like to do the basics, to be touched. You know how pleasurable it is to be touched, intentionally rubbed on, like literally caressed, taking the time to be felt on for that connection. Like it's very pleasurable. I had the privilege of getting a rub down, like last weekend, very sensual, ended with head, but like really being able to just lay there, not have to worry about pleasuring the person who was giving me a massage, not having to worry about, oh, are they into it or not, like literally just laying there with my eyes closed, being rubbed on. Like that was very pleasurable. But we forget about the little things because we're always looking for more. We're always trying to do these extreme, which nothing is wrong with the extreme shit. It's very fun. But don't forget about the basics. Go back to the basics every once in a while. Like really slow down and sensitize yourself so you can appreciate sensual activity for what it's supposed to be. It's way more than just physical. It's spiritual, and it's connection. So that is that's the gist of all the concerns. So I'm gonna go into the tips for combating sexual concern and avoiding the occurrence of sexual concerns. And so, like I said before, your health and your diet is the first thing that you can do. You can lessen. Not gonna tell you to go plant-based or vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, but just be conscious of the red meat and the dairy that you are consuming. One, for your sex drive, but also for your penis health, and your semen health, your fluid health. We're gonna get to why, but yeah, a little less red meat, less dairy, more green vegetables, more natural fruits, more seeded fruits and vegetables, more water, a lot more water. I'm actually y'all keep seeing me lick my lips right now. I'm actually dehydrated right now, not because I haven't been drinking water, but because I haven't been drinking the right water. And so for me, I've noticed that spring water is the best for me. I mean, it's encouraged for everybody because spring water is the only one that has natural minerals that our body needs. Everything else, all the other waters either don't have shit or have unnatural shit added to them that our body really doesn't need. But for me specifically, spring water is what I what I'm drinking right now. But I've been drinking tap water, just filtered tap water. You know, I don't just be drinking that shit out the faucet because I don't trust these pipes. But I've been drinking tap water maybe like a week, 2 weeks, and it's literally deprived me of all the minerals I needed because my motherfucking lips are dry. It was cracked yesterday, but we just got that to close up. Um, but you can like see around my lips that I'm dehydrated, and every time I lick my lips, like I just hate it. Which reminder, spring water. I mean, drink water. But how you can see where your hydration level is between your lips and your pee. If your lips are dry, cracked, split, white, crusty, you know, like all that stuff, you're dehydrated. And if your pee is yellow, you're also dehydrated. Um, because what you want it to be is that you have so much water in your body that your body has used everything that is needed, and so now it's just disposing the extra water, so then it's clear when it comes out. Now if it's yellow, that means your body has taken in all the water that you're drinking in from your food, but it still needs more, so then you're peeing out yellow. um and so if you have trouble drinking water like me, for one, it's really helped just having a jug of water by my bed. Is really helped because then it's like you think about water or you see it and it's like, okay, let me drink some water. And then it's so big that I don't have to keep remembering to refill a water bottle. So for me, that's what helps, is having a big ass jug of water by my bed. But another thing, if you struggle with drinking water, think about the foods that you're eating, because it's a lot easier to eat foods with high water concentration than it is to drink water. For some people, so, you know, like celery, watermelon, most fruits really have, especially like the juicy fruits, most fruits have high water concentration. So those are great ways to make sure you're hydrated. And so when you're hydrated and you have the minerals, like what's in spring water, you have the minerals in your body that your body needs, then it's able to send those nutrients to your penis, and your blood is healthy and flowing, and you don't have your erectile functions or dysfunctions or concerns, excuse me. So yes, water is your best friend in terms of having a healthy lifestyle. um I think just slowing down, like that's really the number one advice when it comes to trying to alter and develop your sex life, is just slow down. Take the time to take in the pleasure, be in the moment, be in your body, not in your head, not anywhere else. Be in your body, slow down, and stop putting so much pressure on yourself. It's two people or more, if that's what you're into, but it's two people in the bedroom. It's more than one person in the bedroom. You are not the only you are not responsible for somebody else's pleasure. You are not responsible for somebody else's pleasure. Let me say it over here. You are not responsible for somebody else's pleasure. Oh, like, and that, like, yes, I understand. It is. I appreciate the men who do take the time out to make sure that I am feeling good and pleased. Don't get me wrong. Don't just be in it for yourself. But just like you are in charge of your body, I am in charge of my body. And I can't expect anybody else to give me what I'm looking for if I'm not willing to give it to myself and or make sure that I get it. It's, it's just, it's more than, you're not the only person in the bedroom. My pleasure is my responsibility. Your pleasure is your responsibility. It is respected and appreciated if you take on some of that responsibility and care for my pleasure. But when you put too much pressure on yourself to perform, that's when a lot of these sexual concerns are popping up for you. And it's so hard to really enjoy sex the way that we're supposed to when you're in your head trying to make sure you stroking it right, so just slow down, please. Just slow down. You feel me? Just slow down. And so with slowing down, like, it's really very much an attitude. It's a mindset that you should have for sex. I'm really trying to push the message that sex is more than just the physical, and sex is more than just penetration. Sex is more than just what happens in the bedroom. And sex is a lot more than just getting a one off. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, casual sex has brought us down a little bit, when it comes to our sex lives. Like, yes, sex. Sex every day if you want it. Sex very frequently, very nasty, very, all of that shit. But sex is the best when you have a connection with somebody. Sex is the best when you actually curate the environment and the connection and the spiritual connection, the physical connection, the mental connection. Like, speaking from somebody who has very much engaged in casual sex, most of my adult life. I'm not that old, but somebody who's engaged in casual sex most of my sexual life. Casual sex is not it. And differences, casual sex is really not for any of us. We weren't made for that. We weren't. It's the whole reason why oxytocin is a thing. Connection is like, the world has really tricked us into believing that casual sex was the goal. Like, being liberated in your sex life and your sensual expression has nothing to do with casual sex. I'm not gonna dive too deep into that because we could really have a whole conversation on that, which we will at another point. But yes, just curate your relationships. Like, it doesn't even have to be one person. But why does it have to be casual? Why does it have to be short term? It really fucks you up, to be honest. Fucks your health up, for one, because you having sex with multiple people, condom or no condom, it still puts you at risk, not only for STIs, but infections, pH balance thrown off, just a whole list of shit, bacteria, and then drama, for one, that nobody wants to deal with. But I'm just really encouraging stepping back from casual sex. And I'm not saying you gotta be in a relationship to have sex. That's not what I'm saying at all. But why must we go search for sex any and everywhere? and just with anybody. Again, no judgment. No judgment at all, because I've done it. I don't do it much anymore, but I've done it. So it's no judgment. And I'm not saying that you have to be in a relationship, a long-term relationship, a monogamous relationship. I'm not saying that at all. Not saying that at all. Because I don't even believe in that shit. But, just really, like, with anything that you do in life, one, think about why society has excused it. Because you have to think, society is not for us. And I say us in general, not just Black people. Society is not for us. It's for the 1%. It's not for normal people. And honestly, it's for the evil spirits who are in this realm. They want to manipulate us and condition us in a way that fucks up our spirit. So just really fuck what I say at this point. I mean, listen, of course, but fuck what I say. Get in tune with yourself and your spirit and really figure out what sits right with you and your spirit. Like, truly, your spirit and your body. Because if your body is getting infections and STIs and pH balance thrown off and all that shit, it's telling you something. It's telling you either fucking with the wrong person or your habits are not right. Your body and your spirit tells you, it speaks to you every day, every moment of your life. But we're so accustomed to ignoring it and second guessing it and trying to excuse it because we don't want to change. We don't want to give up our pleasures. That we don't listen to what our body is literally telling us. So fuck what anybody ever tells you or advises you. Check in with yourself and your spirit and see what makes sense for you. You feel me? Like, honestly, that if you don't take shit else from what I say, get in tune with your spirit and listen to your spirit. And when I say listen, I mean with your ears and with your behavior. Don't take shit and then take pills to fucking get rid of your issues and then go back to the same shit. Like, that's not smart. Your body gets its negative characteristics or negative reactions for a reason. It's telling you that something is off. So whenever you have any type of concern, whether it be a sexual concern, a health concern, a social concern, whatever the fuck it may be, a mental concern, it's literally your body telling you you need to change some shit. And I had to, I had to learn that the hard way. I really did. I had to learn that the hard way. Like, yeah, we're not even gonna go down that road. We're not gonna go down that road. But just please tap in with your body and tap in with your spirit, to see if you're living the way that your spirit agrees with. That's really the easiest way to live this life. Fuck society, fuck the 1%. I don't say white. But yeah, fuck everybody in their opinion and tap in with your spirit. Your spirit would never steer you wrong. Your body will never steer you wrong. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Like, I just cannot say that fucking enough. So yes, so we are talking about tips to combat and avoid sexual concerns. Now, one that you probably never heard. All right, I had a bad connection out of nowhere. Damn, what the fuck was I saying? That just threw my whole shits off. I would say, bro, I really hope I never get shadow banned or deleted or anything, because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. Yeah, no, it says it was my connection that was bad, which is possible because I don't know, my Wi-Fi is kind of shitty on only my devices, not my roommate's device, but I'm the only one in the house. My roommate is out the country. Well, she's in Hawaii. I do have my phone and my laptop on Wi-Fi right now, but I just don't understand why my connection still be bad. But anyway, let's tap back into this conversation. So we were talking about tips to combat and avoid sexual concerns for men. So we said slow down, focus on your health, listen to your goddamn spirit, and one that you've probably never heard before, turn your fantasies into real life. Why keep your fantasies in your head? You could be living out those wonderful, magical, pleasurable fantasies. You feel me? As long as they're safe, as long as they're appropriate, as long as they're consensual, turn your fantasies into real life. Because your fantasies is what you want in your sex life. And I mean, if you want to keep them in your fantasies, of course, keep them there. But when you're trying to figure out why, the pleasure isn't hitting, or yours are a little too unrealistic, I don't know. It depends what type of fantasies you got. I mean, unless you're trying to like fuck a unicorn or like, I don't know. Honestly, unrealistic is not in my vocabulary. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't use that word. I mean, I know what you mean, but anything is possible within reason. You feel me? But you never know. Like, something you may think is unrealistic is something I think is very obtainable. So don't be the one to deprive yourself. That's another reason why people aren't having the sex lives that they want, because they assume that they can't have something, or they assume that either they don't deserve something, or something is hard to find, or something is hard to obtain. Don't be the person to tell yourself no, ever. You hear no enough in your life. Don't add to the list. Tell yourself, yep, that shit is gonna happen. Even if you may even think it's unrealistic. Let's say you want to be a unicorn and you want to fuck a rabbit. Okay, do some role playing. Be a unicorn in the bedroom, and your partner, if they consent, have them be a rabbit. Like, I really just try to stay away from unrealistic, because creativity, it may not happen in the specific way that you would like or that comes to mind, but you can get over that. Like, speaking, like, as an example, Sir Marvelous, the Dom, he is obsessed with the medieval times, and the only reason why I'm bringing him up is because I've been tapping into his live lately, so he's just on the forefront of my mind. But he loves medieval times, wanted to be in a castle before, wanted to do a session in the castle type shit. And you would think, oh, a castle is unrealistic because you thinking kings, queens, even though I'm a motherfucking queen and you a motherfucking king, queen, whatever you identify as. But we literally had a sex party, a weekend sex party in a motherfucking castle. It was a building, but it was designed as a castle. And, you know, you fill in the blanks. But, you know, just don't be the person to tell yourself no. That's that shit. Hell, you just gave me another tip to give y'all. Ooh, I thought a bug was on my leg. Y'all was about to see me freak the fuck out. But yeah, we hear no enough. Don't be another person who tells yourself no. Like seriously. And just get creative. Turn if you got a fantasy that somebody is rocking with, make that shit happen and get creative. You feel me? Like I mean that wholeheartedly. But yes, back to this list. So for men, sexual concerns and ways to avoid and combat concerns. Lose control. Men are always expected to have control, to be in control. Lose control. I agree. It's not necessarily a fear of bugs. It's a fear of a bug on me inside my house. You feel me? Like when I'm outside, and I have been changing my mindset when it comes to bugs. Like, cause you know, God created Allah, spirit, whatever you want to call, created bugs. They are living creatures. Leave them motherfuckers alone. Unless they biting or stinging your ass. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, Coco, pay me. You wanna be a Coco, pay me. But I am low-key looking for a Coco though. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, yes, no control. Why? That takes the fun out of sex. For everybody, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whatever you identify as. I'm not trying to exclude anybody and speak in the binary, but it's just a lot to be. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that because I don't want people to be put me in cancel culture or no shit like that. But yes, lose control, because when you're in control, you're in your head, and when you're in your head, you're not able to be in your body. And if you're not in your body, that's when you're desensitized. That's when you get some of these sexual concerns, because your mind, your brain is literally the largest sex organ. Everything starts with your mind. You have to be relaxed. You have to be comfortable. You have to be in the moment to be able to really appreciate pleasure in your experiences. You feel me? So yes, being in control, it really inhibits your sexual experiences as a person. And honestly, sex is the most fun. Sensual expression in general is the most fun when you lose control and you get a little messy. You feel me? But yes, when men are so caught up in being in control and steering everything and all of that stuff, y'all need to be in y'all body just as much as women do. You feel me? Like it is a requirement. Biggest one I really want y'all to do and try. Touch yourself when you're masturbating. When y'all hear this y'all may hear this tip with women to explore other things other than your genitalia. Men too. Touch other parts of yourself when you're masturbating. Figure out, it feels a little good when I squeeze on my thigh a little bit, or whatever it is. Explore your body. Don't just go straight for your penis when you're masturbating. That's why people are experiencing. That's why men are experiencing early ejaculation, because it's so quick and to the point, and just straight to the penis and straight to the pleasure and straight for the orgasm. Slow down. Appreciate your body. It also helps with body dysphoria. If you're somebody who is not comfortable with something about your body, whether that's your penis size, whether that is a lot of whatever it is, whatever your insecurity in your body is, if you slow down and love on yourself and appreciate yourself for what you do have, then it helps you be more confident and comfortable in your body. Just as for women is the same as men. Just slow down. See if there's some other shit on your body that just feels good when you're masturbating. And then you can incorporate that when you're with a partner or partners. You feel me? That's my favorite tip, honestly. Is because I feel like that's never, I don't think I've seen that anywhere advised to men. I don't think that's ever been a thing for men to touch on themselves, to love on themselves, especially black men. Black men, love on yourselves. It's needed. It helps. It works. Like, start doing that when you masturbate, and come back to me in a month. Come back to me in a month and let me know the difference in your pleasure, the difference in your mental, the difference in your confidence, the difference in your acceptance. Like real shit. Try it and get back to me. Like, come back on one of my posts and leave a review. Like, yo, I tried that shit. And you could be specific, be like, yeah, I did X, Y, and Z. That shit feel real good. Now I'll be doing that shit every time I'm in the bed. Be specific, be vague, whatever it is, but be like, I tried that shit, and thank you. Give me my props. You feel me? Give me my flowers. But yeah, really, most of these tips are about slowing down and being in the moment. Focus on the warm up. When you're with a partner, warm up. Start with a massage for you or for them. For you too, for both of y'all. Take turns. Warm up. Set the scene. Get your favorites out. If it's wine, if it's flowers, if it's a fragrance. Oh, speaking of fragrance, I'm supposed to like my little incense. But even when you're by yourself, when you're masturbating, set the scene. Get your favorite shit out, your scents, whatever it is for you. Set the scene. Take that time out for you. Like, really, because y'all have probably heard these tips when it's come. Oh shit! Excuse me. Oh, hold on. Got this fan on, so kind of struggling to light this shit. Right there. Yeah. Oh, right there. Right there, right there. Y'all hear my music? That's all I'm singing. Oh, this smell good. Damn, hold on. I'll be right, because I really have hope. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Oh, send this to people. I always forget to encourage that. Send this to people who you feel like could use this conversation. Because pretty brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes You know, I see you. The way you treat me. Bum bum. Okay. Um. Once I'm screaming, I was back. Sir, don't be trying to die on me. I'll come back when I come back. But so I wanted to actually eat this at the beginning, or at least a piece of this. I'll probably eat the broken piece. I wanted to eat this at the beginning so I could let it sit and I could let y'all know how it affected me. So this is a um a dear friend's vegan cookie that is a sexual enhancer. So it's vegan and it's snickerdoodle. So I'm actually really excited. My good friend who is a dom, King Hev, he has sexual enhancers for both men and women. And he has smokables that has CBD in it. He has pills, not like, they're all natural and with herbs and then made with the herbologist and all that shit. But he has a whole bunch of different products for people who need a little extra relaxation to get out their head and into their body. And so this is a new product. He hasn't even came out with it yet. So a motherfucker is real special. But it's snickerdoodle and it's vegan, but I think it's called like pussy doodle. But it's the herbs are supposed to like relax you, enhance arousal, and just really like get you out of your head and into your body. No, I know you are. I know you are. I ain't gonna hold it against you. But yeah, I wanted to take this at the beginning of my live so I could let it sit and like give like a little review or whatever of how it affected me and how it made me feel, but I forgot. But it tastes really good. It tastes amazing actually. And I'm very appreciative that it's vegan because I'm on a 40-day fast right now from meat, dairy, weed, hard liquor. Like, it's a lot of shit, but dairy is one of the things I'm on a fast from. So I appreciate that this is vegan. And I'm trying to be a brand ambassador because I really fuck with his products. Who doesn't need a natural herbal sexual enhancer to help you relax? Like, brand ambassador coming, you feel me? He's coming out with these on the 8th. King Hef, look him up and follow him. But yes, so with all the tips to help combat sexual concerns, men or women, is to get out the mind and just to slow down. When especially like I mentioned before, y'all probably came across a lot of the tips for women to have better, pleasurable sexual lives. The same really applies to y'all. Like, there's so many more similarities between us than differences. Our experiences are a lot alike. Y'all are conditioned just like we are. Y'all have certain expectations just like we do. And so it really fucks with the head, and then it eventually fucks with the body and fucks with our sex life. So practice solo. Touch yourself when you're masturbating. Like I said, set the scene. Get your smell goods. Y'all saw I lit my little incense. Get some smell goods. Get some oil. Massage yourself. Touch everything else before you even get to your penis. Like, really slow down and be intentional on loving on yourself. Like, especially black men. Y'all know y'all need a little extra loving. All the hatred and violence and shit in this world, especially against y'all, against us, but against y'all. Love on yourself. And the thing is, what I've learned spiritually, when you love on yourself, you show spirit that this is the way that I want to be touched, and you do that for yourself first, it manifests. Like, seriously, that has manifested for me. The past few months, I've really slowed down. Whenever I do masturbate, I'm not that big of a masturbator, but if I'm bored or I'm cramping or in a odd day I'm just randomly horny, I will masturbate. But I've really focused on, like, because I used to just go straight for the clip, or because I don't really like to go inside that much, because I get wet a lot, and a lot, very fast, and it just gets messy, and don't nobody want to clean up all that shit. But yeah, so I would just go straight for my clit and rub one out, get straight to the point, and be done. And that's one of the things that's really kind of fucked me up and like desensitized my pleasure. And so the last few months, I've really, whether I'm masturbating or not, I've really taken the time to touch every inch of my body. Like, that's literally a part of my meditation and yoga and stretching routine. I do it 2 to 3 times a day, my meditation. And I literally sit there and touch on every crevices of my body. Like, literally. And ever since I've been doing that for myself, I have been manifesting people who do the same. Like, I got my first massage by a play partner ever. Like, without even me having to, like, I've gotten body rubs before, but I've had to ask. Like, this person literally what's the word? Offered the body massage, and it was like the body massage itself was just, it wasn't even sexual. It was sensual, but it wasn't even sexual in and of itself. So like, when I started to love on my own body, like, that shit has literally been coming to find me, to where now people are appreciating me and touching me and loving me the way that I love myself. Like, you literally can't manifest anything in life before you do it for yourself. And I've literally been learning that lately. So men, touch yourself while you masturbate. Touch your other non-genital parts of your body while you masturbate. Uh, I want y'all to go back and watch these. This is the second half because my first half got cut off. But watch these lives when I repost them. For all the tips and shit. We're like halfway through, 2/3 through the conversation. And I'm eating this sensual enhancer pussy noodle cookie. But yeah, just slow down, man. Lose control. Love on yourself. Slow the fuck down. Set the scene. Like, all that shit. Relax. If you want to work on whether you feel like you ejaculate quick or not, if you want to prolong ejaculation, Kegels. Yes. Y'all can do Kegels too. We both have not abdominal. Damn, I just lost the word. I'm drawing a blank right now, but we all have similar muscles that you can Kegel with, and it strengthens the muscles of those so that you can work on not ejaculating and controlling your ejaculate. Kegels, or like, yes, thank you, pelvic. thank you. Yes, your lower pelvic muscles. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. But yes, men can Kegel, and it helps with semen retention. It helps with controlling your ejaculate. Or you can use the squeeze method, squeezing your penis in general. Or there's a dorsal vein at the back, and I learned this with a partner. It's a dorsal vein that you can put pressure on that will help you prolong your ejaculation. Fun fact. Or edge yourself. practice edging. If you want to work on prolonging your ejaculation for whatever reason, or you want to work on semen retention, which is semen retention, whether it is not coming at all or orgasming without an ejaculation, because they're two different things. Orgasm is a muscle contraction. Ejaculation is the shooting of the fluids, and it's two different stages. So if you want to work on not ejaculating, semen retention, edge yourself. Or even just in general, if you want to prolong your ejaculate, if you work on bringing yourself to the brink of orgasm and stopping or backing off or lessening your stimulation, is a very good way to work on that control. I've always squeezed, never stroked. Never, never? Like, or you, what do you mean? I'm curious by that statement. I've always squeezed, never stroked. Let me know what you mean by that. You mean like while you masturbate in general? It's like that, like a pleasure thing for you. What was I saying though? I'm not gonna lie, that cookie kind of made me hungry. Oh, that's because I didn't fucking. I have like all these snacks up here because I really didn't eat today. It's truly an endurance muscle. It is. It is an endurance muscle. Very much so. And so just practicing. I know it's rude to talk. Well, rude to talk with my mouth open or mouth full, but whatever. I've never masturbated by stroking. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. So is it just like a series of squeezes? And what part of the penis are you squeezing? And is it? I have so many questions. I don't know if you want to put all your business out there, but if not, we can definitely talk on the side because I've never heard that one before, so I'm very curious. But yes, Kegel, squeezing, edging, all three of those things will help with prolonging ejaculation, or if you want to, in terms of wanting to work on semen retention. Fellas, also be on the lookout. Probably by the end of this month, the end of this month, I'm gonna have a conversation with a man who I know practices semen retention. And we're gonna talk about the benefits, tips, the help, all that stuff. Because semen retention is, it can be very helpful for your health. Do we want to go into that? Basically, we're gonna do it real quick. Basically, our body has three foundational needs: sex, eat, water, digestion. Yeah. So the thing is, when you're constantly releasing, for one, your semen is magical. They tricked you when they told you that you should be releasing it often. Like they really tricked the fuck out of you, because that is one, that's your seed. Why are you wasting your fertility? For two, is literally magic in your semen. Like they really trick the fuck out of us. Like with everything, like you gotta question. We know they lie to us. We know they condition us. They manipulate us. They want to control us. So please start questioning the messages that they've told us. If they want to control us, why the fuck would they give us anything beneficial? If they lie about everything, why would they tell us the truth when it comes to masturbate often, casual sex, take this vaccine? But we're not gonna go down that route. We're not gonna go there. But yes, so when it comes to semen retention, your body, because it's a foundational need, your like reproduction, but also like health, your body is trying to always recreate your semen when you're disposing of it. So if your body is so caught up in trying to always replenish your fluids, it doesn't have enough energy to digest your food. We are energy. And unfortunately, we don't have an infinite amount of energy. Like, yes, our body can, like, honestly, like, yes, our body, our systems, let's say that we have different systems that work simultaneously, but multitasking is not a thing. So if your body is focusing on one thing, like healing, it takes away from the energy to do other things. So it's really a health thing when it comes to releasing your semen frequently. So just be on the lookout for that semen retention conversation. I'm actually really excited about that because I never heard of that until, I mean, maybe like the past year. I started hearing semen retention, and I've literally just been people have been re-entering my life, and new people have been introduced to me who practice semen retention. Let me tell you, if I wasn't using my computer, I would show you a picture of somebody. I know a 50-year-old man who still looks like he's in his I ain't gonna be dramatic and say his 20s, but I'm gonna say he still looks 30 and practices semen retention very often. And he's actually the person who really explained this to me, because the yeah, I'm about to like go all into this shit, but I'm gonna wait. We gonna wait for the semen retention conversation. But just know, there's a lot of things that we do not know about our bodies. A lot of magical fucking shit that we need to know that we don't know because they don't want us to know. Like, we gonna get into it a different day because I want to make sure, because this is a new topic that I've really been discussing and learning on. So I really want to make sure, I get all my facts, and also talk, and also get the perspective of somebody who actually practices this, so people know I'm not just talking conspiracy theory. But yes, just know your semen is magic and it's sacred. Just consider that. Like, ain't nobody saying you can't come, but you can come and not ejaculate. That's why in tantra practices, like even certain beliefs in certain societies, they literally believe in not ejaculating because of health and because of spiritual elevation, mental elevation. Like, is literally a whole belief. This is not new. It's ancient practices. But yes, we gonna get into that at the end of the month. Check in. It probably won't be a Wednesday, because the person that's supposed to be doing the talking is probably going to be here on the weekend. We just gonna speak into existence. He's gonna get out here. But yeah, but it's coming though. Either way, that semen retention conversation is definitely gonna come at the end of the month. But I done went down a whole rabbit hole. I don't even remember where I was in my notes. We gonna just gonna spit some random shit. So I hope y'all know, penis owners, I hope you know that your penis is longer than what you see. So y'all know how the clit goes inside the body. So does y'all penis, and it's actually a wishbone shape. So you see the end of the Y, the stick of the Y, but you got two that goes inside the body, because it is attached to your pelvic muscles so that your dick don't just flop around. But you have more of your penis inside, and it's a Y. So your dick is actually shaped like a wishbone. Fun fact. Gonna throw another number out there that you should take with a grain of salt because it's based on white people. But the average dick size is anywhere between 4 inches? Yeah, 4 inches and 6 inches. Anything more is outside of the in based on these numbers, these white ass these white numbers. The five, we'll just say five, going between five is the average dick size for the studies that have been had. Now we all know that people definitely go outside those ranges, and there's a belief that black men typically have larger penis sizes. I don't really know if that's true because I haven't done a study of different races. I do use gray. Thanks for the I'm screaming. Thanks for the correction. But I'm screaming. That's funny. But yes. So the only reason why I throw that number out is because average really the norm really isn't known with men because y'all don't. It's not very common, at least not that I've heard, that y'all really comparing dick sizes. So people really think that they're isolated and aliens, and that something is wrong with them, or that they're less than, or whatever. I even know somebody who got a big ass dick who thought that shit was average. Y'all don't talk about it enough. Y'all don't compare experiences and realities. And honestly, I'm gonna let you know, a lot of women prefer average size penises. Not many people can do much with big ass penises, honestly. So like, men be thinking it's all about the size. Oh, my dick not big enough. I wish my shit was bigger. Oh, everything would be better if my dick, if I could just get a couple more inches. But I'm not me personally, and other women that I've talked to, a lot of people prefer average size penises. Really, girth is really where it's at. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yes, because body dysphoria is a real thing with men, especially when it comes to penis size, and women often place our self-esteem in in the size, ability, in the use of a man's penis. There's so much pressure when it comes to penises, and that's why body dysphoria really is a conversation that needs to be had, because I promise you, most of y'all are normal, and everybody's normal. Let me say that everybody's normal. Most of y'all are in a respectable average. So like, nothing's wrong with you. Your dick is not too small. Like, honestly, it's just about how you use it, really. I heard you could possibly get hurt with the big dick. You can. You most definitely can. Especially because arousal is not happening in a lot of dynamics. So wetness, lubrication is not there. For one, y'all tearing, ripping, destroying vaginal walls, which increases the likelihood of infection and thrown off pH balance. But also, if you're not aroused and you're jamming at my cervix, that shit is not pleasurable at the fuck all. At all. Like, yeah, big penises can be cool. Some people do enjoy like that sensation when they're aroused of being jammed in their cervix. But it's definitely some hazards with it. It is definitely not for everybody. Most people don't prefer it. So just appreciate what the fuck you got. Let's just say that. Appreciate what you have and learn to use what you have. Everybody is always trying to get bigger and better, but don't even know how to use what the fuck they got. Like, honestly, learn to use what the fuck you have. Shit, I've had pleasurable sex with some tiny ass dicks. I ain't gonna lie to you. but I've also had pleasurable sex with big dicks too. I personally prefer. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer the longer end of average, but I like girth. I like girth over length a lot more. But it's not about me. Appreciate what the fuck you got and learn how to use what you got. Mental state is very important. I know we've talked about this throughout the whole live. Your mental is where everything starts. If you're stressed, that's why your dick can't stay up. That's why your dick can't stay hard. If you're depressed or not confident in your abilities and your dick size and whatever, that's when early ejaculate, like all these sexual concerns, like if it's not medical, it starts with your mental state. It starts with the connection with your partner. So really just focus on your mental. Like men, like please destroy any messages that you have when it comes to toxic masculinity. What they taught you about masculinity, none of that shit is true. Nothing that they taught us in general is true. Even if it's half truth is a whole lie. You feel me? That's the saying I've been saying lately. The half truth is a whole lie. And we know that they lied to us. They want to fucking control us. So please discard everything the motherfuckers, the grays, discard everything that they taught you. Because they taught you things that's fucking with your health, it's fucking with your mental, and therefore fucking with your sex life and your relationships. Then the house is broke up. It's a whole cycle to everything, like literally, and everything starts up here. Everything starts with the mental. Everything starts with your beliefs, what you tell yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you love on yourself. I know some people in here already heard it, but for the people who just joined, touch yourself while you masturbate. When's the last time you rubbed on your body? Like, seriously. Just reconstruct your mental and your beliefs. And then come back to me in a month or two and let me know how life is treating you. For real. So we talked about blood flow. We talked about your diet and lifestyle and how that contributes to a lot of sexual concerns, or sexual life in general, whether it's positive, negative. Those things are closely aligned because blood is needed for erections. So one thing that you probably never even heard of, cronium, well, you probably heard it, but never really knew the importance of it. Cronium. That's a big thing that a lot of men are lacking in their diet, that leads to a lot of lacking in their sex lives and in their erections, which you can find that in broccoli and other foods, of course. But cronium, write that shit down. Cronium. A couple other tips before we wrap all this shit up. Exercise. Along with your diet, exercise is very important. It's very important. It gets the blood flowing. And when the blood is flowing and there's oxygen in the blood, then we relieve the appearance and the likelihood of clots. Then that's when you have stronger erections, more pleasure, better sex life. You feel me? So exercise. Another one is pelvic. A lot of men ignore their pelvic area just in movement in general. And there's a lot of importance with that. One, with stroke. You need your hips for a good stroke game. No matter who you having sex with, your pelvic needs to be fluid, mobile, and healthy. And so even just like hula hooping, just the circular motion of your pelvic, it helps a lot in terms blood flow for one. Like blood flow is the name of the game. Anything that helps blood flow helps your sex life, because when you're aroused, blood is the thing that is the key to arousal. Like literally to arousal in men and women, blood flow is the key. It's on the hips, just like in golf and baseball. Yeah, all in the hips. The motion in the ocean. That's why, dick size isn't the end all be all, because if your hips is moving and hitting the G spot is only 1 to 3 inches inside the vagina. Your dick don't need to be that big. You feel me? So if your hips is right and you know how to hit that motherfucking G spot, that better sex life. Look at that. So, hula hoop motion, get your hips moving, that fluidity. And fluidity, that taps into your feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy, 50-50, very equal. That's what we're born with. But, hormones, conditioning, all that shit, it imbalances that. But you want to try to get back in balance. Yin and yang. You feel me? That's literally what yin and yang is. It's masculinity and femininity. Except it's not in a partnership. Like, yes, balance in a partnership, but yin and yang within yourself. Because it starts with the self. It starts with the mind. Tap into your feminine energy, your fluidity. You feel me? So low fat, high fiber. It helps blood flow when it comes to your diet. Also, the good cholesterol, HDL, you also need that. A lot of men are lacking in that because of the types of diets that y'all are encouraged to obtain and to keep. You feel me? Your penis, like I'm just kind of reading these last minute notes because I kind of went a lot longer than I expected. I was only supposed to be on here for an hour, but anyway, your penis can catch a fracture, but not a real fracture, not a fracture because there's no bone in your penis. It's really a tear in your tissue, especially the corpus cavernosa. If you don't know what that is, look that word up. Corpus, CORPUS, cavernosa, CAVERNOUSA. Oh, I had to picture it in my mind. Yeah, I think I spelled that shit right. But if you look up corpus, it will pop. Corpus C or corpus cav is gonna pop up. But that's the tissue that gets engorged with blood to hold your erection. And so if you're, you have to be careful with your penis. Like your penis is magic. Your penis is sensitive. Your penis is fragile. Don't just be jamming it anywhere, bending it. Take care of your shit. Don't be so rough. Masculinity is not roughness. It's not. It's not aggressiveness. It's not. That's another video, like I said before. But there's just a lot of concepts, a lot of beliefs that really needs to be reshaped and rebuilt. Tear all that shit down and rebuild from the bottom. Because what you learned was a fucking lie. Heat and moisture is a no-no. Treat it like fine china. You feel me? I love a man who takes care of his body. I love a man who's picky as fuck with his penis. Taking care of his penis, his health, his diet, his lifestyle. Like that shit is very much appreciated for somebody who's picky about her own body and health. But heat and moisture is a no-no. You just like vaginas. Well, it really. So first of all, heat and moisture is the growing grounds of bacteria. So 9 times out of 10, I'll say 7 times because women got to take women got to take responsibility. But 7 times out of 10, a woman's vaginal health is fucked up because of a man's penis health. So if you're sweating all the time, it's hot down there, you don't let your dick breathe, you're not washing frequently during the summer when it's hot and you're sweating a lot, you literally have bad bacteria sitting on your skin, infectious bacteria. And then but it's not only on your pelvis, it's gonna get in your hair, your pubic hair. If you shave, it's gonna get on your pubic skin, the pubic bone area. And then you're having sex with the condom or not, this still touches your pubic area, still touches our genital areas, our vulva, our external genitals, and then you're passing that bacteria to us. So for penises and vaginas, heat and moisture is a no-no. Let your shit breathe. Clothes is not supposed to be a 24/7 every second. It's really not supposed to be a thing in general. We were born naked. We used to be naked all the time. These grades told us we had to have clothes all the time, have panties on, and all that shit. But let your shit breathe. And the best time to do that is when you're asleep. Wash up down there often. Pull your skin back. Get all that dead skin and old tissue and fucking old cum, like all that shit. Just keep it cool, keep it dry. I would put that on a t-shirt. Keep it cool, keep it dry. But yeah, let your shit air out. Let your shit air the fuck out. All right, so I want to talk about blue balls real quick. Blue balls is not because you're not coming or because you're being aroused and not coming. Blue balls is because blood is sitting in your penis for too long. It, thin line, you feel me? But when blood is trapped in your penis for too long in the corpus cavernosa, it's not getting oxygen. It's not flowing. It's not recycling the blood. So it's the same blood just sitting there. So it gets oxygen deprived. That's what's making it painful. Fun fact. Yeah, you feel me? Like, didn't even know. It's another trick to convince y'all motherfuckers to come often. Your fluids are sacred. It's really about the oxygen. Your penis literally is not breathing. If you're, especially people when it comes to so a lot of male sexual concerns like early ejaculation or erectile concerns, they created a pill for you to take, chemicals, you feel me, that encourages the blood to flow to your penis and stay there for, it's gonna do different things to different people. So for some people, it's causing the blood to sit there too long. And so the lack of recycled blood, the lack of oxygen is the thing that's really giving you blue balls. But also, if you feel like you need to come to relieve your blue balls, learn to come without ejaculating. That's really the message that we're trying to enforce. You feel me? Adrenaline is a quick fix for that problem, for blue balls, because adrenaline is the thing that is disposed into your penis when you do orgasm. It's the thing that sends the blood out of your penis is adrenaline. So if you do find yourself with blue balls, especially if you're somebody who wants to go down this road of semen retention, um, and you find yourself experiencing that painful sensation, adrenaline is a great way to help that. You don't always have to come. Don't always have to come. Just, whatever is your best method of receiving adrenaline, do that. Try that. Try that and get back to me. I know I'm giving all these assignments, but it's gonna help you in the long run. And I really hope y'all try some of these tips and shit and habits. I hope y'all try some of this shit out, like for real, and like be serious about it and see what it does for your life, for your mental, and for your sex life. And like I truly want to hear about it because I want to make sure the shit that I'm advising y'all to do is working. Like I would love to hear how it's treating y'all. I need to start telling y'all to be taking notes during my lives because I hope y'all getting all this information. I mean, it's gonna be posted on my page anyway, so I can go back and watch that shit. But yes, so things to be aware of when it comes to the health of your penis: medication, diet, lifestyle lifestyle is diet. Lifestyle is all of it. So your lifestyle is the number one thing to really look at. And so that's medicine, that's your diet, that's exercise, habits, and then your mental, your beliefs. You feel me? Okay, and then like I got two more fun facts, and then this conversation is done. Unless you drop any questions, any comments, anything you want me to know or read before I end this live, drop it in. Go ahead and drop it in the chat while I start to wrap this up. But for people who do wish to have a slightly longer penis, especially if you're somebody who has a few extra pounds in the front area, losing weight actually helps because, as some of y'all may know, like having the weight, it makes your that skin in your pubic area, it makes that fatty. And so if that's fatty, it's taking up some of your penis length. Like we said, your penis comes from inside your body. Your penis is a wishbone shape. It's Y-shaped. So some of it is in your body. The tissues is already as long as it's going to be. But if you have extra fat in the pubic area, it covers some of your penis length. So if you are somebody who wants to try to get a few inches, try losing some weight in that area, and it will retract, and then you have more penis showing. You have more penis available. Okay, I have 2 more minutes. Cool, because we about to wrap this up anyway. But yes, okay, last tip. When it comes to erectile concerns, if you feel like you're having issues getting hard, staying hard, or you're with somebody who is having these issues and you want to encourage the blood flow, literally suck on the penis. Like not lick, not, like it's not necessarily about giving head, but create a vacuum for the corpus cavernosa. It literally creates a vacuum in those tissues to pull the blood into that area. And then if you want it to stay, try a cock ring, and or that squeezing method that I was talking about, because that keeps the blood in those tissues. But yeah, fun fact: if you want to help the blood flow into the penis, use your mouth as a vacuum to literally pull that blood into those tissues of the penis. You feel me? We're gonna have to do a little lesson on fellatio because that's my favorite. I love giving head to my partners, not just anybody, but my partners. Um, but yeah, that's all the tips. This will be posted on my page. I hope by the reactions, y'all got some shit that y'all love that y'all never heard before, and I am so grateful to be able to have provided that information. 13 seconds left on this live. Go back. Both of them will be posted on my page. Get these gems, pass them to a partner. But peace out. It's 2 seconds left. Oh, forgot this shit was still going. Peace.